Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Endwalker. In the last episode, we proceeded with our investigations here in Elpis, following Eorzea Hythlodaeus to the area known as Kalamelios Zephyros and the observation hub of Poitin Oikos, where we bumped into none other than Vana, the future heart of Hydaelyn herself. And she very quickly detected the blessing of light on us, and the fact that this is an enchantment of her own design, and the fact that she's never met us before to have put such an enchantment on us, and so reached the only logical conclusion is that she must have done so in some time in the future, and that we must be a time traveler. And so that completely blew our cover. And we were forced to spill the beans about everything to Vana, Hythlodaeus, and Eorzea, much to Eorzea's chagrin. And with Vana, we were trying to piece together what bits we know about the final days and how it may have come about, and what relation it has to Dynamis and Hermes and Meteion, because somehow they're involved. Has to be. No other potential explanation. So, we're currently investigating to see if we can figure out what kind of man Hermes is, beyond what we've already seen. And is he the kind of guy, at this particular time period, who would wish for the world's destruction? We know that eventually he ends up doing so, or one of his reincarnations ends up doing so, but does this version of Hermes want that? So that's where we are currently investigating. So, back to Paladin. Got that level up to 87. And I did make a slight mistake that I need to kind of go over. I was rolling through, knocking out side quests, just burning through them. And I mistakenly activated a point for the main story. So we missed one of the main story segments. Nothing too significant, and I think I can probably just explain what happened. Is that what we were looking for is the island where Hermes dispatched the Metea, the various copies of Meteion, on their journeys, because he continues to return to that island for some reason. And so what happened is we went to observe that island, and we need a means of getting there, and so Vana summoned Argos, who we are familiar with from the moon, the lustrous dog. But in this time period, Argos is not familiar with us, so refused to let us ride his back. So we need to prove ourselves worthy. Worthy of his back is the name of the quest. And to do that, Vana has proposed that we duel her in a sparring match. And if we can hold our own against her, then that will show that we are worthy to ride Argos. So, that is where we are doing. We're going to go have a little bit of a battle with Vana. And you know what? While I am currently on Paladin, for this fight, I'm going to switch to Machinist. Primarily because of the additional mobility and just sheer damage output that I can get here. So, let's challenge Vana. Shall we begin? Be warned, I'll not go easy on you. And neither will I. Alright. Let's get to it.
Let neither side hold back. My blade sings!
Oh! Oh! Yeah, no problem. Did not quite get out of that. Okay, we want to avoid those.
My blade sings!
And this is really why I wanted to do, Machinist.
Impressive. I shall have to try something different.
And you just job changed to Dancer. Alright.
No quarter. Have a taste.
Ooh, okay. Uh-oh.
I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I.
And now you just changed to White Mage? Ooh. Alright. Avoid those.
Prepare yourself.
Oh, that's gonna follow me. Alright. Alright, here. Alright. And then to the center.
Very well. Let us move to the final trial.
Alright. Velma. Red ones first. Even more of them? Because these are the fast ones. The agapes. Alright. Alright, got them all.
Break your chains, shed your burdens, and show me your strength of will!
Okay.
You still stand. The people of your time are more resilient than I had dared hope. I have seen enough.
All right. So hopefully that will be enough.
"'Twas my intent to finish it, but clearly I underestimated you. One would think I never learn. I made the same mistake with Azem when we first sparred. Despite being less than half my age, her strength was astounding. As is yours. 'Tis plain you have weathered considerable hardship. Far more even than your tales would suggest. It seems we have both learned much on our journeys. Well now, I dare say he has warmed to you. A boon to be sure. He never forgets his favorites, and is ever eager to come to their aid.
All right then. Back to Paladin. Okay. What next? Argos will soon have us standing on the very spot where the Matea made their departure into the night sky. With luck, we will learn something of Hermes' intentions. What? My hope is that we find no connection, no festering wish for oblivion. Then we might have Hermes and his considerable expertise working for us rather than against us. Alright. Alright, let us move over to the edge before mounting, shall we? That will allow Argos to catch the currents rising up from below and give us a smooth ride over to the isle. Oh. And just so happens that there's an ether current right there. Convenient. Alright. Vanna. Climb onto Argos' back and we can be off. You know, I honestly cannot remember the last time he carried anyone but me. Alright, let's go. Argos motions to his back with his muzzle. You've been given the go-ahead to hop on. And let's hop on. And I believe that's the island we're heading towards. Of course, it's all cloudy. That's alright. What's the name of that tree? Noah something? Noah Tophoron. Quite a striking specimen, is it not? It is. In fact, I think I've been in a whole forest of them before. Brace ourselves for landing. Not my first rodeo.
Quite a small place, lacking even the most basic equipment. The present may yield no clues, but we may yet try perusing the past. Have you done this before?
On occasion.
So you cannot control the power freely. Worry not. I shall assist you. Come and stand before me. There are two ways to see the past. The first entails peering through the walls of the soul in the moment a subject is recalling a memory.
Right.
The second requires no subject, and is instead a process of piecing together an event from ripples left in the ambient ether.
Yes, we've seen that happen before as well.
As memories are etched upon the ether of the soul, so too are they etched upon the ether of the world. In this way can history be preserved. Such memories are given to fading, however, and can prove challenging to visit. But come, let us try. Close your eyes.
All units fully functional and proceeding on course towards their respective stars. Estimated time to completion of survey is 108 cycles. End of status report. Severing connection with shared consciousness. Did you hear that, Hermes? All is well.
Yes. Good tidings at long last. Every step of the way, I've been reminded how little we understand creation. How the universe defies imagination.
But soon we won't need to speculate. We'll know the answers. What others live for.
Indeed. And we'll owe it all to you and your sisters.
I wonder what answers we will get.
Whatever intelligent beings that exist out there are bound to be vastly different from us. Diverse in form and culture. Possessed of unique ways of thinking. Their conception of life and its purpose will be no exception. completely and utterly unlike ours.
Utterly unlike. How?
I have no idea. Yet whatever answers we receive, I will not dismiss them out of hand. No, I will think earnestly on them all, and I will share them with our people, that together we may contemplate our own existence. Perhaps then our star will become a better place, not only for man, but for all life. Meteon, though I gave you wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet, learn to walk and run and so much more. And when you return, older and wiser, we will have a celebration to mark your homecoming and coming of age both.
Will there be apples? Covered in syrup?
And how are you supposed to eat them? Rather than food, perhaps a flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
So, what is your opinion?
I don't think this particular Hermes would wish for the final days.
I am inclined to agree. As we had suspected, the two are somehow involved. Yet 'tis difficult to believe that they would deliberately seek to end all life. In light of this, I propose that we reveal your tale to Hermes himself. If he does not wish for the final days, as we believe, he may well join us in pursuing a solution. Then it is settled. Let us seek out our friend with all swiftness. 'Twould not do to let such a pure soul be blackened by tragedy.
And we also know that he did work to devise a solution. The first final days, originally, led to the creation of Zodiac. The only thing we can surmise is that something goes terribly, terribly wrong. There are any number of places where Hermes might be an Elpis. But we could do worse than look in Catesis Hyperborea, the largest facility. It stands in Ethoseletikos Boreas. Ethoseletikos Boreas. Yes, the Northern Isle. I wonder, Ayami, for an institution which claims to studiously research every species destined for release into the world, did you not question how they find room for all of them on so few islands? The answer lies within Catesis itself. I touched upon the practice before back at the archives, where a vast area is stitched together out of multiple conceptual spaces. The same holds true for the interior of this facility and its magically constructed environs. 'Tis there, within those sprawling habitats, the chief overseer and most of Elpis observers conduct the bulk of their work. Come. The simplest route is via the Noose, north of Poitin Oikos. So basically, it comprised of several interconnected pocket dimensions that make it bigger on the inside? All right. And so, one of the primary reasons that Hermes keeps Meteon, at least this Meteon, around, is that she serves as a kind of communications terminal for the rest of the Matea and their shared consciousness. Of course, there's a whole pile more. Side quests available. Alright, here's where we need to be. Here's to be the teleporter Vanal told you about. Motes of light yet hang in the air, suggesting the device was but recently activated. Yep, let's hit it. So someone else used it before us. Vanal. Ah, good. The news acknowledged you as my guest. You should now have the authority to use it as you wish. For the way to Cadesis Hyperborea, we follow this path, then turn left at the crossroads. Alright, Vena. Here we are, the grandest research facility in Elpis. We should head inside and ask after Hermes' whereabouts. Hermes is in another facility, as we have just discovered. Ah, Emmet and Hythlodaeus. Furthermore, we have confirmed that his studies into Dynamis, as well as his creation of Meteon, were entirely private pursuits, which we have also determined. No one else we spoke with appeared to possess the chief's depth of knowledge on the subject, and neither did we hear any tales of stolen research. Which means that if Hermes himself harbors no desire to bring down an apocalypse, then he might be recruited to help prevent one. Or so saith the illustrious Emmet Selk. So, you're on board now? According to your story, the 14 divined the connection between the celestial currents and the final days, but were never able to pinpoint the root cause of the calamity. With our people's greatest minds, not to mention Hythlodaeus' sharp eyes, committed to the pursuit of a solution, such an outcome seems inconceivable. The only possible explanation is if the nature of the catalyst was so inexplicable that even we failed to perceive it. And what better fits that description than the invisible, intangible Dynamis? Which in turn leads us to our next question. How did Hermes, in his role as Fandaniel, not recognize the subject of his own research? We must assume that either he knew and was unable to help, or that he was otherwise prevented from identifying the cause in the first place. At this juncture, all we can do is speculate. To be clear, the Convocation does not tolerate acts of deception or malice. We are practiced in perceiving truth and would have known had Fandaniel lied to us. Hermes has no conscious wish for the world to end, of that I am certain. Well, if you're so adept at perceiving truth and detecting lies, then you know that we were telling you the truth when we told you our story. Right. Okay. It seems that there is more to the tale after all. We conducted an investigation of our own, you see. We'll give them the rundown of what we found. How comforting. We seem to have reached the exact same conclusion. I see no reason to delay further. 'Tis time we brought Hermes into the fold, as it were. Alright. Thanks for understanding. Save your thanks. I did not say I believed your ridiculous story, but you do. But as Emet-Selch, I have a duty to examine any potential threat to our existence, no matter how ludicrous or personally offensive I may find it. But you know we're not lying. So. Alright, Vana. How lovely. Our merry duo has become a quartet. Past his agreements are no reason to reject collaboration in the here and now. I commend Emet-Selch for his practicality. Alright, and what do you have to say? Do not approach me, do not speak to me, and do not dare presume to treat me as a friend. I am merely carrying out my duty. Still butthurt. Okay. Alright. I think the time for leisurely exploration is past. If I might have a moment to adjust my vision. There he is. On the next aisle over, Meteon is with him. Hermes appears to be in the midst of an observational study, but I suggest we hurry over before they venture elsewhere. Head straight down the path, we can teleport to Mesopsis Euros from the device at the bottom of the slope. Alright. And here's the teleportation device. Alright. Vana. Mesopsis Euros is interesting in that it is the only region in Elpis which lacks a research hub. This is largely due to the nature of its observation sites, within which they let loose creatures anticipated to be unruly and dangerous. I've also heard tell that the area is kept deliberately sparse in the event that, well, let us just say that no one should live near the noose, which provides access to a certain facility. Alright. Damn it. What? You expect me to praise you in your progress? On the contrary, I'm simply surprised you made it this far. Then again, even with you slowing her down, there is no denying that Vana is an accomplished researcher. Her wealth of wisdom and experience is unmatched, and her achievements in creation magics, in any field, frankly, are nothing short of extraordinary. Though the singular brilliance with such a part can make her motives somewhat impenetrable at times. As her student and successor puts it, she is a force of nature, at once so close and at the same time so very distant. That sounds about right, from our experience. They are close by, within the Hungering Gardens. That would be the circular enclosure you see just up ahead. Well then, Ayame, make yourself useful and bring Hermes out here to us. If I were to go, he would assume I was only there to press him on the Fandaniel matter. Of all of us present, you stand the best chance at convincing him to put aside his work for the moment. But the creations that in there are not exactly... Then again, perhaps Ayame can handle them. She did survive a bout with Vana, after all. Yeah, we could handle ourselves. Off we go to find Hermes, but do be prepared to come to blows with the garden's denizens. Not a problem. Oh, well, as soon as we arrived. Very well. Alright, well, those have been dealt with. Let's see if we can avoid any more combat. Just by staying around the outside edge here. Looking to see if we can find them. Probably move a little faster. There they are. Meteon. Yami, where'd you come from? Hermes. Yami, what are you doing here? I thought you were keeping Hythlodaeus and Emmett company. Well, we have some stuff we need to talk to you about. Important matter, and unrelated to my decision on Fandaniel, you say? Well, then yes, I will come, as soon as my work here is finished. I will not be long, I promise, but you should really wait outside the garden with the others. This is no place for idle exploration. Very well, then. This is like precisely the opposite way that we want to go. Alright, well, I'm just going to ride straight through, and if anything comes after me, I'm just going to keep going. Alright. I found Hermes. Vana. I was prepared to swoop in if need be, but 'tis clear you have faced your fair share of monstrous opponents. Sure have. Emetzelk, what is that ghastly odor? All you have to say? Alright. Hythlodaeus, you spoke with Hermes then. Yes. And were briefly entangled with the denizens of the Hungering Gardens as well. I see, or should I say I smell. I cannot speak for certain convocation members, but I for one am impressed with your fortitude. Well done indeed. Now that you have convinced Hermes to confer with us, let us pray that things will soon take a turn for the better. For as fascinating as it would be to meet the Emetzelk who would recreate Amarat in the depths of the ocean, I think it best for all concerned that such tragic events never came to pass. Be it in our future or your past, assuming yours is not truly written in stone, naive hope that is. Yeah, because the other possibility is that we exist in a multiverse, and that any changes we make here will not actually affect my history. It will in fact spawn a new timeline. Or, yeah, well, we'll see. Hermes said he would not be long, yes? Then we shall wait here until he emerges.
My apologies for keeping you waiting. I understand there is a matter you wish to discuss.
Aye. A matter of the utmost gravity, if one can suspend disbelief. Go on then. Tell him what you told us. Who you are, and why you came.
All right, here goes.
The final days.
The phenomena observed during these star-encompassing calamities is likely the product of a dynamis reaction. And none is more versed in the applications of this energy than you, Hermes. I must stress that we do not believe you would desire such destruction. We come not to lodge accusations, but to beg your wisdom. And so, distressing though the exercise may be, I ask that you share with us your opinion on the matter, on the assumption that our visitor's tale is true.
Even you, Vana. As you say, the phenomena observed in the two calamities may both be attributed to dynamis.
As much we figured.
Of note is the difference in its effect. In the first final days, it warped creation magics. In the second, it warped the people themselves. The key variable, I suspect, is the etheric density of the men of each age. As you know, ether, in essence, negates dynamis. Harboring high concentrations of ether, we ancients cannot readily manipulate dynamis, nor be manipulated by it. Therefore, rather than ourselves, the calamity affected our magics. In contrast, having been sundered, the people of the future are composed of but a fraction of our ether. Thus are they susceptible to the influence of dynamis and its transformative potential.
Makes sense.
But that would explain only the mechanism, not the cause. Though perhaps...
What is it? Even should it be a hypothesis, we would hear it.
Dynamis is an energy put in motion by feelings. Feelings for which there must first exist a source. The source to which the victims must be attuned. One that harbors the selfsame negative emotions. Elsewise it could not be the agent of such extreme change.
So it wasn't the stagnation of the celestial currents. Someone, or something, is instigating the star's demise.
So, we've a villain on our hands after all. Any idea who or what it could be?
The celestial currents comprise the outermost layer of the star's ether, encasing it like a protective sphere. According to your tale, it was where the currents were weakest that the phenomena first manifested. If the inciting factor came from without Aetheris, then its effects would first be seen in those locations.
Right. Because if we're coming from the planet itself, or something on the planet itself, you would see it's, in a different spot. So it's external.
Greetings. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, know your thoughts. May we please be friends?
Meteon. What is it?
Executing scheduled task, suspending individual self and connecting to shared consciousness. Connection established. Commencing status report.
Make it stop. Please, make it stop.
Steady, Meteion. Steady.
So scared. So lonely. The pain. It's too much. Why? Why do we... They hurt. Hate. This is wrong. All wrong.
She's gone? But how?
I think we may have found our culprit.
She has altered her etheric density in order to blend in with her surroundings, an ability for avoiding confrontation.
Most effective. Frustratingly so. I can't see her either. Not even a trace.
Stay away. Please. This is wrong. My mistake. So please.
And we're the only one that can hear her.
Are you all right?
Not exactly.
In your mind? No. We only heard her speak the instant before she vanished.
Of course. When communicating without words, Meteion also employs dynamis. That would explain why you were able to hear her when we could not.
Then you are our best chance of finding her. Follow her voice and try to track her down. Hindered though we may be, let us split up and search as well.
All right, we're going to track her down. But I think that this is where we're going to break the episode. So, when we come back, we're going to chase Meteion down and see if we can figure out what's going on. For now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.